This is a recording of the live Hangout with retired 20-year-old Dakota McLearn. He got empowered by using the world's most viral blogging platform and most cutting-edge marketing tools, and starred in the first online business reality TV show where he shares how he's able to live the life of his dreams.
Live from my office in beautiful Signal Mountain, Tennessee. Today we're privileged to have a real star of a recent reality TV show, Dakota McLearn, with us. But I'd like to introduce our moderators. We've got, first of all, Diane Diamantis down in Boca Raton, Florida. We've got Danielle in Bellevue,
Washington.
And then William Rodriguez, we call Will Rod, that's right outside of New York City. And if you would, Diane, tell us a little bit about yourself. And right quickly, folks, we call ourselves TMG just for lack of a name. It stands for Take More Guts. We are all members of Empower Network. We all use various forms of contract marketing, and we've assembled this mastermind group just to kind of get together. We hang out once a week, usually in a private hangout, serving as accountability partners for each other, and we share things that we have learned. Sometimes we study videos from Empower Network, maybe excerpts from Think and Grow Rich, because positive thinking is such a tremendous part of any marketing. Diane, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, first of all, welcome to everyone who's with us today. I'm Diane Diamantis. I'm in Boca Raton, Florida, and for the last 15-plus years I've had my own home-based business. And when I stumbled upon Empower Network, it was because I wanted to learn how to blog. And then I realized what a powerhouse of a company Empower Network is, and all of the opportunity there was to teach me about internet marketing, because my field is public relations. So I've really found it to be very valuable, and then I began to meet wonderful people and mastermind with the group here, and the personal development in the company is second to none. So this income opportunity is something that I'm really devoting myself to, and I really look forward to our mastermind today.
Thank you, Diane. And Danielle?
Yeah, basically I'm a DJ, and I have a mobile DJ service. I opened it in 2008, and I've always been a singer and entertained here and there in my life, but never really took it to the next level. And October of last year, actually November of last year, I decided to jump onto Google and see what was out there. I didn't know what I was looking for. In fact, I had no clue. I knew that I wanted to expand my business, possibly to producing music or whatever. So I just started typing things in like work from home, financial freedom, and making a certain amount a year. And affiliate marketing and blogging came up, and network marketing came up, and that's how I ran into Empower Network. And I'll just say, from going to every event since I joined, and being a part of masterminds like TMG and Prosperity Team, I've been able to, it's changed my life completely, and it's something I'm completely dedicated to.
That's sweet. So you're a DJ, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So that's your day job? Like that's what you do for fun, or?
Actually, since I have dove into online marketing, I basically hire out for my mobile DJ service. Okay. Because online marketing is so much cooler.
Awesome.
I would like to DJ with the big boys, instead of having a mobile DJ service. So that's why I started online marketing, so I could afford the schooling and the equipment needed to do that type of thing.
That's sweet.
Thanks.
That's really cool.
William Will Rod Rodriguez.
Hey. Yeah, I'm from New York. Living in Jersey now for the past 2 years. Well, I was actually looking around for online for a way to promote my network marketing business better than how I had been taught how to do it, which was to prospect my friends and family and things of that nature, and do home meetings and things like that in order to build a team. And so I was looking on. I had been looking online for a few months back in 2011, and had been dealing with like different websites that sold you leads and stuff to call. And so it became like calling leads instead of calling my friends and family to try to get them in something. And that was still kind of a hassle for me too. But so I kept looking around, and found Empower Network on the internet. And when I found that was like, it was kind of like a godsend for real, because it took away all the hassle and the hustle and bustle of losing friends and all that crazy stuff that's associated with traditional network marketing. And so, I mean, I've been here ever since, and I've been loving it, and I've been fortunate enough to meet great people like the TMG, people on everybody on this TMG mastermind, prosperity team. It's amazing. It's amazing.
I got a quick question for you, William, because I can relate to your story as far as the friends and family deal, man. I did that. I think a lot of people kind of burnt through a lot of friends and family. When you discovered Empower Network, did it seem appealing to you because you figured this was something you never had to tell your friends and family?
Not that I never had to tell them.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. If I didn't want to, I didn't have to tell them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, that was the situation. It was like, okay, this is my livelihood is not going to depend upon whether I tell my grandmother to get in this or not.
Yeah.
This is like, I can just not say anything to any of them and still be successful. And then if they want to come in later on, sure, I'll explain a little bit about it to you. Or I might just send you to the video too. I don't know. But,
yeah.
yeah, but that's right. You're right about that, Dakota.
Yeah.
Well, quickly, I got involved with Empower Network as I was looking for a way to promote my consulting business, which evolved from a former business that I'd owned and operated for about 26 years, a multi-million-dollar, multi-state business that was very successful for many years, but with the downturn in the economy and Glenn losing focus, I'm not going to blame it on the economy. It's an easy way out. I can take it. I blame the failure of my business on one and only one thing, Glenn. There were people in my industry that grew their businesses in a downturn in the economy. So it's a matter of taking whatever you're dealing with and maybe, shall we say, taking lemons and making lemonade. Like today, it's absolutely awesome. We rescheduled this thing. At the last minute, Dakota had a conflict, and I was hanging out with Diane and Will Rod. I said, this is absolutely fantastic. We're going to probably end up reaching more people, which will have the possibility of changing more lives because we delayed this thing. We could have never planned it any better. So enough about that. I'm so excited not only about having Dakota here today, but I get goosebumps when I start talking about what Empower Network has done for me and what I have seen it do in the lives of so many people. I've got friends all across the world that I communicate with, and many of which I meet at live events, which I would have never met anyone on this Hangout today, but for Empower Network.
Mm-hmm.
Many of you from our communications know that Dakota not only is a successful online marketer, but he's the star of a reality TV show. And bless his heart, he got he escaped those cold winters in Canada and retired at the age of 19 on the beaches of Thailand. So without me taking up any more time, Dakota, tell us about how all this evolved, where you came from, what you're doing, and where you're going, and I think you've just recently moved to Colombia, correct?
That's right, yeah. And I just want to start off by thanking you guys for, taking the time to put this hangout together, because it's things like this when, someone like myself just a year ago would see a group of, 5 people online, and it kind of really breaks that message through that each one of us, we're just normal people, right? We just decided to go into a skill of affiliate marketing, kind of like what Danielle said. It's really a good tool for her to live and do what she loves, and her passion, if that's music and being a DJ. Affiliate marketing and internet marketing is a way for someone to kind of reach those things, and because of you guys putting things on like this, it really does make an impact on the world for people to see that and realize that we're here to achieve our dreams, and affiliate marketing, internet marketing can be one of the best ways to do it. So I just want to thank you guys for putting this on, first of all. So with myself, I'm currently now 20 years old, living in Medellin, Colombia. We just moved down here about 2 weeks ago, actually. And just like you said, Glenn, I'm originally from Canada, where the winters are very cold. And not only are Canadian winters cold, but Edmonton, you guys, I don't know if you ever heard of this place. Edmonton, Alberta is one of the coldest places that you can live. It's actually the furthest city north in the whole world that's a capital of a province, or a major city, I should say, with that much of a population. Meaning there's no reason there should be that many people living that far up north. It's freezing. Like, you guys do Fahrenheit, so minus 40 Fahrenheit is about 2 weeks out of the year. That's what they get down there. And I love the place for the people that I was around, and for my family. That's where everyone is. So for me, it's a great place. But my passion is to travel and to just have fun and just to go places. And you don't really get to do that in Canada, right? You don't really get to do that if you're working a construction job, which 80% of the friends I hung out with were doing working construction, right? There's no other path supposedly than either going to school or going to your construction job and getting into what they call the trades, right? Learning a trade. So I came to that point, and it's actually kind of funny because someone that I used to work construction with posted on my Facebook wall this morning. I should actually pull it up. It's really interesting. Let me just read it to you guys. She goes, this is a really good friend of mine I used to work construction with just a year ago. She goes, I'm remembering today the day that we sat together in the truck when we were working at Absolute, which was this construction company. Your dad offered to pay for your schooling. He really wanted me to go to school and learn something in school, but you had gone into network marketing, and I can relate with you, William. That's when I first started getting into network marketing was a year ago. And she says, I noticed that you were in turmoil. Now look at you today. Your dad's so proud. So obviously I made the decision to not go to school, and I made the decision to get out of my construction job because I wanted to move towards something that felt better, like there was more in life, like traveling or just, meeting friends around the world. Like you said, Glenn, I've met so many people from around the world being in Empower Network over this last year that it's unbelievable, right? Like, we all have friends. We have friends in Malaysia, right? Now that I'm here in Colombia, you guys got friends in Colombia. There's people all over Asia, Europe, North America that that are now I consider my friends. They're people that I've gotten to know fairly well. So just that off the beginning was something that just sounded so great. If I could travel, that was my why. How, William, I'm sure you could relate to this if you did network marketing. Do you remember sitting down and they ask you, like, what's your why? What is it that you're doing this for? You remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, well, yeah, well, they sat me down and they said the same thing. What's your why? And I was just like, man, I would love to just travel and just like leave next year and just tell my boss to screw off. Just tell him to screw off. I just want to do my own thing. And it was just so deep that I felt that. I was just like, it is time to get the heck out of here. And I was so young. I was 19 years old, which to me the biggest limiting belief I had is, can young people really do this? Do I have to know a lot of stuff, right? So I did what I was told in this network marketing company, because to me this looked like the best option to get out of my job was to join this health company and preach to all my friends and family that they should get healthy and join me in getting healthy. And in doing so, if I get 1,000 people under me here and 1,000 people under my team, then I'm making $10,000 a month and I get to go do what I want. So that's what I seen it as. I seen it as an opportunity, right? right? The health part was great. That changed my life as well. But for me, it was the opportunity of being able to be in business for myself and actually it being up to me now, performance-based marketing. It's up to me how much I'm going to make. So I did what I was supposed to do. I was making 40 calls a day. I was having these home parties. And I don't know if you guys can relate, but it's probably the most awkward moment you will have in your life when you have your friends that you've known for like 4 years over at your house, and you push the video, and then you turn around and you're like, so, what do you guys think? Are you 1, 2, or 3? That's what we'd say. And it was the most awkward moment of my life, Can you guys relate to that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. It's like these people you've known for like 5 years, and you feel awkward around them because you feel like you're selling them something that you don't even really care about. So I went through that for about 3 months, and again, I cleaned myself up in a health way, and I got more focused on my body and everything. But as far as business went, man, I was making about $300 a month, $300 a month residually, which doing. So I knew I was onto something, and my friend who'd been involved in internet marketing for 2 years, his name's Cameron George. I'm sure you guys have heard of him. He was also on the reality TV show, and a huge part of it, which I guess we'll kind of get into here in just a little bit, but he actually had been traveling already for 2 years. And it's so funny because I always looked at him traveling. I always seen he was marketing online. He was doing consulting for small businesses and all these different things online. And the thing was, is I always seen him doing this and having success, and I was just good for him. I was always saying to myself, like, good for him. Cameron did it. He's doing really well for himself. But I never seen myself doing what he was doing. I never seen myself in those shoes, but I was happy for him. And it wasn't until he finally came up to me and proposed to me the idea that, listen, I've been around internet marketing here for a little while, Dakota. You obviously get a little understanding for what home business is like. You've done this MLM for 3 months. Come down with me to an event in San Diego where I want you to meet some of my past students. I want you to meet some of my past friends that I've worked with online, and I want you to check out this new company, Empower Network, right? And this was in San Diego, September of last year. And at this time, again, I wasn't making much money, and I was actually unemployed, so I had $700 to my name, and I had to go to this event because I knew that if I wanted to go further and I wanted to learn these skills online, which to me equaled not having to speak to my friends and family, right? So it seemed a lot more appealing to do this stuff online than it would to call my friends and family. So I go, I need to get down here. I need to meet these people. I need to see what's actually going on. I need to see what this internet marketing thing really is. So I didn't have enough to fly down, so I drove down. I drove down with my friend Cameron, actually, and it's you just do whatever you got to do. When you truly believe in something, when you know you're going to get somewhere, or if you truly believe you were going to achieve that, wouldn't you do anything? I had no doubt in my mind that not only was I going to meet these people that were doing it, but it was going to lead me into a position of doing it myself. So I had no problem driving down. It was 28 hours to drive from the west coast of Canada down to San Diego, 28 hours straight. And I slept in my car when I got down there. And obviously there's no place that you can just go and walk in your friend's house and shower. So to me, the easiest place I could go have a shower and at least look representable at this event was at the beach showers where you shower off the sand. And when I tell this story to people, they go, oh, that's just so crazy that you did that. You drove down and you slept in your car and showered just to get down to this event. I was having fun. I was having a great time the whole time. You know what I mean? I was laughing about the fact that I was showering on the beach with my friend. You know what I mean? To get to this event. To me, it was funny because it wasn't a permanent thing. This wasn't a permanent thing that I was going to be doing. This was a temporary solution to get to where I needed to go, right? So I met these people at the event. One of Cameron's past students, Shakir, was what really clicked for me because this guy was just a normal person, right? To say it in the easiest and best way, he was just a normal, average guy, but he was standing with a very unaverage check and a very unaverage amount of money that is not very normal for people like me at the time. And he's got $40,000, and we're speaking to him, and I'm just going, wow, this guy did this in 3 months. He doesn't seem like he knows anything special, I can really do this, right? I left with this belief that I can really do this. And when I left on the way home, and I was driving that 28-hour drive on the way home, it clicked, and I kind of lost my mind, because I realized not only was it doable, but I was going to do it myself within 3 months. And I shot this video, and I just lost my mind. I was screaming at the camera. I was like, you know what? I will be in Thailand. I'm going to be in like the Philippines or Costa Rica or something by my birthday in December. And I shot that video on September 28th. 55 days later, after I shot that video, I was living in Thailand in a small little town called Kamala in Phuket on this beautiful island. And it's just amazing how quick things can change once you make that decision, right? If I had any doubt in my mind that it wasn't going to happen, I probably wouldn't have drove down. If I had any doubt that I wasn't going to make it happen, then, you know, I probably wouldn't have shot a video or done the things that I had to do to get there. But once you have that belief, it completely changes the action that you take in life. And that's what it really took, was for me to have that belief, decide on where I was going. And see, the reason why I lost my mind and really seen it possible in such a short amount of time is because I realized the leverage that we all have here at Empower Network. You know, just like William and all you guys on here who had been involved in a different business, you understand the leverage point of having the internet at your hands and not a cell phone, you know, which to me is like a business from the 80s when you're inviting people over to your house, when really I can have a website with a video and a blog or whatever it is working for me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and I don't have to do anything. I don't have to do anything. I just simply have to put the marketing and processes in place, and that can be done for me. So when I really had that shift in my mind, I realized how easy it could be, right, with the leverage that we have on the internet and the leverage that we have with Empower Network, and I just made things happen, right? It's very easy. Once you're taking action consistently and doing things like this, right, Hangouts, marketing, and just getting your feet wet with the basics and understanding what's actually going on here, things start to become, you know, a whole lot easier and make a whole lot more sense. So, you know, fast forward, when I got to Thailand, well, it was great. You know, all I had to do was just hang out, shoot some videos, and portray that, you know, what I do online and what we do online isn't for the money, but it's for the lifestyle. Just like Danielle really is trying to achieve this lifestyle of, you know, really being able to make herself a name in the music industry, right, and be able to do it without worry of pay. Right? Because correct me if I'm wrong, Danielle, wouldn't you love to just be able to go and DJ, you know, and make some of the best music for a whole crowd of people, not have to worry about how much you're making?
Amen, brother.
Right? Yeah, exactly, because that's your passion, right? And for me, my passion was traveling and having fun, and something clicked for me. It's, you know, it's not the money that we truly desire. It's really just a lifestyle. And what a better way to achieve a lifestyle than to learn internet marketing, right? To learn how to make money from wherever it is on the earth, to learn how to help people from wherever it is that you're living, right? That's a skill that sounds appealing to me. And even today, my parents have no idea what I'm doing online. You know, if they're watching this Hangout, they wouldn't know exactly what's going on in my business. They don't really know what business I'm even involved in. So when I speak to them, I break it down to the easiest way. I go, listen, just like you wanted me to go to school, Dad, to learn how to, I was going to go into the medical field and be in the ambulance and emergency medical care. And I was like, just like you would like me to go be in the medical industry, right, and work in the health industry and help people, well, I can learn a skill set practically like I went to university, but I learned it all online. I learned how to make money anywhere, to market, right? Any business, any person can benefit from marketing. You know, the fact is, Danielle, you can take the information you learned from Empower Network and you can market yourself as one of the quickest growing DJs, as someone who is truly changing the music industry. So marketing can help anyone from a snowboarder who needs 500 Twitter followers to get a sponsor to, let's say, someone who's on my team who's a chiropractor who's learning how to get more people into his chiropractic business. So marketing is something that can help anyone for anything, whether you want to become more well known in the industry that you're in or you actually want to help your existing business, right? So that's what I truly believe in, is just learning that skill set, because it can help you in any sort of way. So when I explain to my parents, I go, listen, I went to university for internet marketing, and what do I do exactly? Well, I just live my passion, I live my dreams, and I show others how to do that, right? And that's the easiest way that I kind of know how to break it down to the average person that doesn't know what we're doing here online. You know, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes it's not the easiest for someone to understand on the outside when they're looking in and they go like, what exactly are you doing? Well, I'm just showing people how to learn how to market, or, you know, be an affiliate marketer, make money from wherever it is that they like, and just promote their lifestyle, right? So that's, I guess, a little bit about myself. while we've been in Thailand, that was a whole other story. Being in Thailand, I was there with Cameron and Glenn, and it was just amazing value for myself. Because, like I said, I haven't even been in the internet marketing space for a year yet, right? And look at the things I've accomplished so far. And that's because of the people that you hang around and because of the people that you associate yourself with and the things that you do. Well, me being around Cameron and Glenn for 2 months in Thailand was a life changer for me because they just talk about things that they think is normal and they think is completely common sense, but to the average person, it's information that could change your life, right? Just these little things about marketing and just simplifying what is simple, but we make it so complicated. So something I brought up to them, I go, you guys, listen, I'm getting just an extreme amount of value from this. Obviously, you can see in my personal business and life, it's changed from being around you guys. How can we get the same effect out to more people, right? And Glenn has actually been a TV or a reality editor or an editor in Hollywood. I don't know for what kind of TV show, but anyway, he'd been in the Hollywood industry for about 11 years. And he knew a lot about what he wanted to do coming into this space, and that was create a reality TV show. He just never had the sort of structure and idea and planning. When we came together, the three of us, we thought of a great idea of actually having 34 people come out to Thailand with us over the course of 1 month, live in a ridiculous, beautiful set of villas. We had 2 villas side by side. We had like just everything you could think of in the lifestyle that to me was a perfect day. And we had that there for a month. We had 8 people come out each week, and we filmed the internet's first reality TV show based completely around the skill of internet marketing, showing that if you're someone like Jonathan Romain, who is a dancer, he can dance and do what he loves by learning this skill. Or if you're someone like Karen Ellis who loves to take care of their family, you can do the same thing through learning this skill. And that's something really exciting to me is actually going out and being able to show this information to the mainstream, to be able to show it to my parents and my family and have them get an understanding for why it is that I'm doing this. Not what I'm doing or how I'm doing it, but why, right? Why? So I can travel, so I can spend more time with them and visit them and bring them around the world or just do these different things. Or for different people on the show, everyone has a different definition of their passion and their dream. We all just come together just like we have today on this Hangout, for a different goal, but yet it's still the same thing because we're all just achieving our passion, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's definitely something that I think you guys have definitely checked out. We've been in contact, and what do you guys think of the whole show and the theme of everything?
I think it's awesome, and it's such an attention getter when you say reality TV, and then Jonathan Romain. A lot of people relate to his name from America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
And, I got a little video I made of you and Jonathan dancing there at the launch party.
Yeah.
It's not real good. Maybe Danielle can edit it for me and make it a little better. It wasn't that the dancing wasn't great. It was the videographer.
Yeah. Well, here's a question for you guys. We're all here together, and we're all here learning the skill of internet marketing and helping others achieve the same thing. But for me, it's so I can be in places like Colombia, and in 3 months, I plan on getting out of here and going to the next place, which is probably Whistler, Canada, to snowboard for the winter. But for me, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. And whether I'm making $400 a month or I'm making $400,000 a month, I don't care. As long as I get to live this lifestyle, it doesn't matter. But what I want to know for you guys, because this is what I truly care about, and I think everyone watching this is what they truly care about. Why is it that you guys are learning this, and why is it that you guys are doing what you're doing here online?
Rod, why are you doing what you're doing?
I'm doing it for my kids. Honestly, that's the reason why I do it, man. I had lived a lifestyle that wasn't conducive to me spending a lot of time with my kids prior to having my kids, and that lifestyle may not be indicative to what you guys may know as a lifestyle, but I actually lived on the wrong side of the streets, or the wrong side of the law for a long part of my life, my young adult life, and the consequences that I got from that was actually having to go go away and be incarcerated for a long period of time, overall 9 years in total. And so I got two young children who never really got to know their father because of the lifestyle that he chose to live. So, you know, my decision for doing this, the reason for me making the decision to do online marketing and internet, even starting with the internet marketing, because at the end of the day, when you first look at internet marketing, it's, you know, if that's your only, if you don't know nothing about internet marketing, you saying you got introduced to network marketing, that is what will provide you with the lifestyle that you, if you want that kind of lifestyle of freedom, time freedom to spend with your family, then you're gonna, if you know, logically, if you know, if you're kind of smart, you're gonna say, all right, I want to live that lifestyle. I want to do that, and so that's what I, you know, gravitated to first, and that, like I said before, kind of started to feel like it wasn't providing me with the freedom that I wanted, that I was looking for, and being on the internet did. And so that's why I'm persistent, you know what I'm saying, with that vision and that goal, because I'm persistent with wanting to spend as much time with my family as possible. And so that's my why. My why is being around my family, spending time with my family.
That's awesome, Will Rod. That's awesome, man.
You know, this is a prime example of things happen for a reason. I met Will Rod in the lobby. I was fumbling with my first smartphone. He felt sorry for me. He walked over and said, "Hey, bro, can I help you?" And we ended up taking pictures of Rob Ford, who, for those of you that are new to internet marketing, probably Rob is the king of content marketing.
Yeah, he's badass, that's for sure.
Definitely badass. Diane, would you like to share your why?
Yes, I certainly would. When I had mentioned before that I had run my own company for a while from home, and then I found the blogging system, and I wanted to learn to do that. But a lot of people get involved in internet marketing because they say, "Oh, I just want to quit my job and you know, work from home and have time freedom." Well, I began to see that Empower Network could be a vehicle to take me to some place that I really wanted to go. So here's my why. My daughter has Tourette's syndrome, and it's an affliction that it's kind of a trifecta. It involves ADD and OCD and just the inability to focus sometimes when you're doing your studies. So when she's in college now and she's doing very well, but when she started to go to school, there were no scholarships for children with Tourette's syndrome for college students, and we looked all around and there were scholarships for everything else. So with my business background, I decided that something I would absolutely love to do would be to establish a nonprofit organization that provides college scholarships to students with Tourette's syndrome to encourage them to go ahead and complete their studies to do what they want to do. So I've actually started some research on that, starting putting out some feelers and deciding what kind of an organization it needs to be. And it's kind of an interesting thing because, you know, when you're in internet marketing, you don't necessarily need to go to college or promote college, and I have thought about that, but I can, with this scholarship program, give students the ability to go pursue what they want to pursue and go to school. So I think about that every day. She's going to be on the board with me when we do establish the organization, and I really look forward to that. And then my hope is that I could discontinue my other streams of income and have Empower Network be the fund, you know, the generator to be able to support that along with other contributions. So that's my why, and I can't wait.
That's awesome, Diane. That's fantastic.
Thank you.
Danielle?
Hard to follow that one up.
All right.
Okay, so my why is completely different from both of your whys. Actually, all three, kind of. Basically, I was focusing on the wrong thing. I grew up in a very superficial area with a very solid family, but, you know, pretty square, you know. So I thought if I, you know, drove a nice car, lived in a nice house, had nice things, that was enough. I thought I was going to be married by the time I was 30, but oops, that didn't happen. And so I felt like, I thought if I made a certain amount of money, whether it was 100,000, 150, $200,000 a year, that's okay. But it doesn't matter because if I'm not happy, if I don't feel like I have a purpose in life, if I'm just running this DJ business that I'm not really even into, then it's all for nothing, right? So, like, I sat down at the computer and, I typed in I want to make, $500,000 a year and not having to talk to anybody basically, and, and with that idea, like you were saying, Dakota, of being able to use my online marketing skills or whatever I learned from online business to promote, my future dreams, my whys. So this is basically my whys. I'm getting attacked by my cat here. Sorry. I wanted production studios and I wanted a couple fine dining restaurants. I also went to culinary arts school when I was 16. I went to college early through the Running Start program, and so I realized, at a very young age that I wasn't going to be a chef. That's not what I wanted. I wanted to open restaurants, and and I've worked in the restaurant industry off and on for like 12 years, 15 years, something like that. 12, yeah. Anyway, so like I've done the back of the house, the front of the house. I've done music. I've sang. I got a record deal when I was when I was 24, but it wasn't that big. And so I kind of shied away from that, and I just realized, that over the years, somewhere between age 18 and 30, I lost that, feeling of this is a life Olympics, and I can do whatever I want, whatever I set my mind to. So I started online business so I could gain financial freedom, so that way I could do my dreams, like start some production studios. And I'm very specific about what I want with my restaurants, basically for fine dining, Irish, French-based cuisine restaurants that are healthy. And I'd like to raise the bar, as far as just the restaurant structure in the United States. Napoleon Hill said, take an idea and just, have a burning desire and absolute faith, and it'll come true as long as you work towards it. So I want to raise the bar with restaurants, and I want to gain fame through the music industry that'll make me a lot of money with the Empower Network.
I think that's something we all want, is to see that restaurant industry make a little bit of a change. I fully support you in that.
Thank you.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Just a random thing that just popped in my mind. I was working in a kitchen up north for about 2 months straight in the oil industry, and I was literally just washing dishes 12 hours a day to save up for this trip I wanted to do in Europe for 1 month. And I remember this guy came up to me, and he was the baker, and he goes, there's a really good career in baking, Dakota. You can be a baker. You have to start off as a baker's apprentice. Would you like to take your apprenticeship in baking? If you do, you can move out of the dish pit and be a baker. And that's all I heard. I was like, I could be out of this dish pit and I can be a baker. And I was just like, yes. He's like, think about it for a few days and let me know if you want to be a baker. I took literally a half hour and I came to him. I was like, I'm ready to be a baker's apprentice. Please, I'm ready to do it. At the end of the day, he never let me become his baker's apprentice because he knew I really wasn't serious. I was just there to try and work and save a little bit of money to go up north, but I was willing to do anything to get out of that dish pit. So you just brought back a random story of mine. I almost became a baker's apprentice, and what a different world we'd live in if I was a baker right now. but Glenn,
do that.
Yeah, me too. How about you, Glenn? I think we all want to hear the Glenn's why.
Well, Glenn, a little bit more of my background, which is obviously I have a little more experience, not necessarily in internet marketing, but business experience than most of the group. I started out with a Fortune 50 company. I had a very successful career there for about 10 or 12 years, and I just got tired of the corporate life, and I wanted to do my own thing. I always had that entrepreneur entrepreneurial instinct and blood in me, always wanting to do something. And I was reading Napoleon Hill's books back in the early 70s. In fact, I was looking the other day for one of the first ones that I bought. I would read it when I was commuting via air from Atlanta, Georgia to Richmond, Virginia, and I read it and I reread it, and the pages are so tattered, but it's almost like the Bible to me. And I can't find it right now, but I'll eventually find it. But
what's that? Think and Grow Rich?
It was probably the statement in there that I remember so much. With every adversity, there's a seed of equal or greater value, and I believe that with all my heart. And anyway, I went on to, while I had that corporate career, I owned a restaurant on the side, Danielle. It was in Athens, Georgia. It's now on the National Historical Register. It's an old colonial home that is now a bed and breakfast. But we could seat 130 people in there. Plus, I had 3 apartments and 2 rooms that I rented out to students. And I mean, it was just a great, wholesome atmosphere. Left my wife running that when I had the opportunity for advancement with with Westinghouse Electric Corporation, was the company I was with then, selling electrical products. Left her with a small baby running that restaurant. She's never forgiven me for that. Sold it in 3 months. I set the objective. I said, honey, bear with me. I'll sell it in 3 months, and we'll have you moved in Richmond. And sure enough, we did. Again, it goes back to having a very specific goal and visualizing the outcome. Well, not too long after that, we began to get homesick for the South, although Richmond's in the South, very much the heart of the Confederacy, shall we say, in that if you're a Civil War buff, if you can't trace your history to Robert E. Lee, you're really you're not much in Richmond. So I was not a blue blood. So we moved back to Chattanooga, Tennessee, which is as close as you can get to the state of Georgia. We're right on the line, and I'm on Signal Mountain, which overlooks Chattanooga. Started my first business in 1984, which I continued to operate until 2009. I had 2 companies there, one spawned from the other, and it's so funny. I was listening to, I keep telling all the members of TMG about Vic Strauss's Inner Circle. He talks about, can you visualize making $10,000 a month? And I said, can I visualize it? I can't visualize making less. I mean, that was half of what I used to pay myself. So, you know, I know what it's like with money. I know what it's like without. And as my old buddy Zig Ziglar used to say, you know, I've tried it with, I've tried it without. And that dirty old green stuff, it goes with anything, and my wife likes it. So I had my yacht, you know, and when I say yacht, it's not like the luxury yachts that Diane charters down there in South Florida, but she was a LOA about 42.5 feet, had 2 staterooms and an absolutely huge head and with the shower, and so it was great. That's where we spent most of our weekends. I sold that when I closed my business. It took me 6 months to close a C Corp. And friends, if you've never had a C Corp, you operate one for that long, you just don't close it overnight. So I closed it, and which is where we get to the why. I started, like most people, involved in internet marketing for the money, but I soon realized that was really not where my passion was. My passion has always been in helping people, to help people become the very best that they can be. I've done it all my life. I've encouraged. I've given people hope. I told them I believed in them long before I ever heard David Wood say that. And so there I was, closed the business in debt. What do I do? So the goal was in helping people pay off debt. And friends, you know, I listened to the people there on stage at Empower Networks talking about, oh, I had $300,000 in debt, or I had $50,000. You know, I had double that. So I've made a lot of money. I've lost a lot of money. How did I lose it? I had lost focus on the business. I continued to plow the money into it because I had taken it after 26 years. I had seen lows and highs, and so I was able to put the money in it and ride through it. However, you cannot do it if you lose focus. So recoup, pay off debt, replace my retirement, buy me another boat. I'll be down in South Florida having dinner with Chuck and Diane in the after Thanksgiving of 2014. I have the goal of making a very sizable donation to one particular charity that I was, you know, I think maybe God used me in helping to establish here in Chattanooga. So living that lifestyle that I really always wanted to live and probably could have lived but really didn't live. So that's enough. Dakota, let's hear more about you. You're the guy that has achieved what we all are just dreaming of still, but we know we can accomplish.
Or as I like to say, in the middle of achieving, or on your way there. Just like I was in San Diego, you know, I don't feel like I was any different in my frame of mind as I currently am right now. And you know, for me, where I plan on taking things, again, like I said, whether I'm making 400 or 400,000, it just doesn't matter to me. It's as long as I can do the things that I love and never have to be restricted or worried about money. But I just have such a huge, a bigger vision now of getting these other people out that are living another way of life. For example, I met this guy here in Medellin, and he's this young Spanish guy, and he looks very, you know, like very like well dressed, you know, very clean, prestige guy. He looks like he would be someone on like an Ocean's 11 movie or something like that, like walking through the casino, you know, about to do this bank robbery, just like clean cut, like sharp looking guy, right? So anyway, I start to speak to this guy, and I realize that he's already living this other way of life. He's actually one of the most well-known skateboarders in all of Medellin, right? So you look at this person, he just looks like this average Colombian guy kind of hanging around doing his thing. Well, it turns out that he has a huge passion for skateboarding, you know, and it turns out he's very well-known in skateboarding. So for me, people like Jonathan Romaine, people like this guy Sebastian I'm talking about, people like Daniela and your guys and yourselves, I would love to showcase people like that to the world, and showing that whether they're an athlete, a singer, you know, someone who's in business, someone who's a young entrepreneur, a skateboarder, whatever it is, you know, that they get to do what they love, and they can still not ever have to worry about the money, that they can still make money doing it, and not have to worry about sponsorship or how I'm going to do it. I was speaking to this young dancer just 2 days ago, and she's a very well-known dancer, and she's one of the best in Vancouver, Canada, actually. And she has a humongous following of people that dance. The thing is a lot of these people that dance, they don't get paid anything. They dance about 30 to 40 hours a week for free. They pay $200 every week for lessons, to stay in classes and lessons, and they're all working diner jobs at Denny's or something where it's a 24-hour job where they can work all night. And imagine how much more talent there could be in the world if those people didn't have to work those jobs, if those snowboarders didn't have to work their jobs, their part-time jobs, if these you know, anything, singers, anything, they didn't have to work these little jobs that took away their focus from what it is that they love. Imagine how much more talent we would see in the world of these people just doing what they love. And see, even from this conversation that we had here today, I think anyone who's watching this really gets a better understanding that why people are learning this skill set of marketing online. Because this is something, again, you know, how we started this conversation, it can benefit you in any way, whether you just want to promote yourself. And here's a cool fact, if you guys didn't know it, to become a sponsored professional in the snowboard industry, which is still fairly small, you need something like 500 Twitter followers and a very active group following you. Well, how easy is that for us to help someone do that? I know for a fact if I went down to Whistler, I could help 3 or 4 of my friends down there become a sponsored athlete, right? And I'm not sure about all these different things, and whether it's a DJ or someone who's wants to be a world famous chef. I know that if they had a big enough following, if they showed the world what it is that they're doing, if they could get that message out to the world, they would be able to do it a lot faster, and a lot more people would be doing what they love. So for me, that's where I see myself doing here within the next 2 years. It's really just helping these people get up to where they want to be, and showing them to the world, showcasing them to the world. I'm a huge part of AWOL here, and that's where our vision is. Our vision isn't, just internet marketing. It just so happens that internet marketing and the Empower Network pays the most, it converts the best, and it's one of the best places to learn the information to market. If someone came to me and they said, I don't want to make money with Empower Network, I just want to learn how to market myself. Well, I'd send them to the same place as if someone did want to make money with Empower Network, because that's what it is. It's just simply an array of information that teaches you how to market online. It gives you the fundamentals to learn how to get into entrepreneurship, learn how to get into affiliate marketing, learn how to start your own online business and market that. So my answer for someone who's an athlete or someone who's looking to make money online is the same place. Start here with Empower Network, because this is the best information and the easiest way for you to learn this stuff. It takes about 3 years for anything to actually go into the curriculum. And you guys can correct me on this if you know any different. But let's say if Harvard wanted to start teaching about Facebook, well, it's going to take them about 3 years to put something together to get an approved course to teach everyone in the school how to market online. Well, I don't know about you guys, but if you look in the last 3 years, Facebook was almost non-existent, and Twitter was nothing than what it is today. So where could you actually even learn this information if you wanted to do it? You can't go to school to learn it. You actually have to learn this stuff online, because it's changing so quickly. If something changed tomorrow, well, Harvard's not going to catch on to that. It's going to take them, a long time. But heck, everyone that's learning stuff online, they can learn that stuff tomorrow if it changes. So that's where I see the future of education for these people that do, desire to live that lifestyle.
I hear you.
Heck yeah. Everyone that's got a passion, and everyone who's watching this, I think, kind of gets a better understanding. They go, oh, I don't really want to make money. I actually want to make money so I can do this, or I just want to do this, And it's once we become clear on those things, it becomes a whole lot more fun, because I wouldn't have fun doing what I'm doing every day if I thought I was just doing it for money, because that sounds like a job. I would rather be homeless and wander around the streets, backpacking or something. It's not interesting to me, but knowing that I'm working towards this goal of bringing up all these people and showcasing all these people and being able to travel more and go to different places. And one of the biggest things I really want to do is I have 5 brothers and sisters who are very young. The oldest one's 10 years old, and the youngest just turned 1 year old 1 year 2 days ago. So I have a very young group of siblings, and there's nothing that I would love more than to allow them to skip having to do what I've done, and allow them to skip the whole school thing and just straight up say, this is what I want to do, just like I did when I was a kid. I wanted to be an actor, and I just be like, I want to be an actor. I'm like, all right, let's go do that right now. Let's go get you the best acting teacher. Let's go send you to wherever you want to do, right? And just like Diane said, maybe for some people it is school that they want, and if it is what they truly want, then I believe in it, and I think they should do it. But I don't think people should go to school or college because they think they have to. They should do it because they want to.
Yeah, no, that's exactly. I hear where you're coming from, because I have the equipment to learn how to pro DJ, and I was I've been DJing for several years, right? But I was just like, I really want to go to this school. There's a school called Dubspot in New York, because I want to network with those people. They offer an online program, which I'll do most of it online, but the last quarter, I want to be there because I want to network. And I've always wanted to kind of stay in New York for a little bit, So, I mean, this is what Empower Network's about. And, music goes, to me, with restaurants, it's all, affecting, you got to affect the 5 senses in order for people to really, enjoy themselves and have an awesome experience, enlightening other people's life, whether it be, affecting the five senses at a restaurant with good music, or whether it be, being able to be a stay-at-home dad or mom, or, opening up schools for this type of teaching, this way of thought. Like, I don't know, Empower Networks really opened my mind to realizing that in order to be successful, it's about mindset. It's about working on the inside instead of, the outside, the skill set. It's definitely more about the mindset.
Exactly. And I don't know about everyone else on here, but I, for one, would love to see you at a restaurant that you owned, right? And you're changing, like, it's just the best food, and it's just got this cool environment, and you're up there and you're DJing.
That's right. That's right.
I would think that'd be awesome. That'd be so cool.
That's right. Well, my Think and Grow Rich, when we're supposed to write our dream day, that'll be happening by the time I'm 35. So I hope you come to my opening of my restaurant.
Yes, definitely. Let's stay in touch. I will be there.
Cool.
Heck yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Where's it gonna be at? Danielle, is it gonna be in New York or upstate?
I'm gonna start my first restaurant here in Kirkland, then I want the second one down in San Fran, and the third one down, I haven't decided where in Florida, and then the fourth one in New York. The four corners of our country, baby.
That's awesome.
I think that looks like we've got several invitations, and I could visualize a table for TMG and Dakota.
That's right.
Nice.
Heck yeah, I will be there with you guys. I would love to.
Well, what I envisioned was having a full-on, network marketing event to open each restaurant. You know?
That would be awesome.
There comes the marketing skill again. Hey, look at that. Everything you're learning can help you with the whole restaurant.
And all of the employees are encouraged to have an Empower Network blog, so that way it makes the restaurant more popular because, and maybe even a little reality TV show, so people are all addicted to it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Sky's the limit.
That's fantastic. It truly is.
We've touched on the reality TV. You've mentioned AWOL, which brings to mind something that Dave Wood early on discusses in some of the early training in Empower Network is the fact of contracting part of the work. And maybe you could share with us a little bit about AWOL, and the unique approach there is basically allowing one to contract out most everything with Empower Network while you, shall we say, are going to school, learning how to do things. So
earn while you learn, I guess, is the best way to put it. And no, that's exactly right. Like I said, AWOL is just simply a community that knows that internet marketing can help anybody achieve what it is they want to do. It just so happens we partnered up with Empower Network because we realized that right now, not only does this have the information that people need to go and learn this skill set, right? And not only is it organized in a really well way, and it has everything you could ever imagine, but it also gives you the option to be an affiliate for it. And also, just like if I referred Will Rod to go to my gym down here in Medellin, they'd probably give me a 30% discount on my next month. Well, that's a small form of affiliate marketing. I brought my friend to a gym. That's no different than if I referred someone to an Empower Network product. It's simply just affiliate marketing. It so happens that this company that also teaches you these skills gives you the option to be an affiliate for them, and they pay very well, and they convert really well. It's 100% commission, so you can't really beat that. So this is where we're showing people the easiest way to start, right? Because it has the information, it's a good place to start earning money. So that's kind of where AWOL is. It's, again, just a community of people living another way of life, and we kind of point people in the right direction. So something I truly believe in is, again, doing what you love all the time and making it easy for people to achieve that state. So we've actually partnered up with a service when it comes to marketing called J2 or J Squared Services, and that's actually a fully outsourced part of your business. So, for example, when someone does get into marketing, when they start to learn, they go, okay, cool. When you break it down to the most simplest forms you can think of, there's two things you need. That's it. You need traffic in your business, and you need conversions. That's all you need, right? That's the easiest formula you could ever explain marketing with, right? Traffic times conversions, right? That's all we need to do here. So you actually have the option, coming in as a brand new person, that you can have that whole front end outsourced to you. So meaning we have someone that will drive the traffic, right? They'll generate the leads, and they will actually close the conversion for you, fully outsourced, right? And that's something that hasn't been done before. We've all been led to have the understanding that the only way for us to generate traffic at the beginning, back in the 80s, was to call your friends. That was how we got our traffic. Call your friends, bring them over to your house. This is how you get your traffic, right? Well, then, things started to change in the late 90s, beginning of 2000s. You can start generating leads and start online marketing, right? That's a whole new way to get traffic. People were that's where spam started. People were spamming each other. People were throwing different forms of marketing out there, and now you see a lot of people doing this stuff on Facebook marketing, right? Putting it out to their friends and family on Facebook, which is almost the same thing, but now on the online space. But you can actually do it yourself. So like I could pay $50, put my ad up on Facebook, that does all the work for me. That's a form of marketing. Or I can just simply hand over $300 for someone to generate the traffic and close the sale for me. For me, this is a really good start point for anyone that comes online and is brand new. They don't know how to generate a sale at all. They don't know how to generate traffic. Well, I point this person over here. Go outsource. 70% of your budget you have for marketing, go outsource it completely so you have a result coming in. While that happens, right, just like Glenn says, you can earn money while you learn. While that's happening, you're earning a bit of money here. Learn how to drive your own traffic, because eventually you can get it to the point where you don't have to pay $300. Maybe you can pay $50. Maybe you can pay $100. Maybe you can pay $150. And that way you can just drive all the traffic and do it all yourself. It's a bit more work. So in my case, I know how to go and do Facebook marketing and, let's say, generate a sale for $100, right? I know how to do that. That's no problem. But I just like to, let me put it in the best way, I like to not have to work as much as I can, right, and just enjoy my life. So as little time I can put into my business as possible, that's what I like to do. So someone like myself who does know that, I still want to use the service because I don't want to put my time over there, right? But see, the end goal, the way I break it down to people is, that $300, that's a start point. You never have to pay more than that. So you can start there. But at the same time, go learn the skills, because that's what Empower Network is. It's here to teach people those skills so you can eventually do that yourself and you don't have to worry, right? So for people like us that are on this Hangout right now, when we have brand new people come in, this guy, he's never done anything before, well, heck, we have a place where we can help them get results right now, but we need to make sure that these people are learning these skills right away so they can start marketing and generating their own results. So that's essentially the service that we had set up and partnered with, right? And again, that's just simply a partner that is with us. That's not us doing it. That's just simply a partner that we've partnered with. And AWOL is just simply a community with a TV show. Just like this conversation we had here today, showing that for William, it's really about his family, and he really wants to help out his family. That's his why, and it's such a cool way of life because that's what he wants to do. He's not here for $1,000 a month. Really, he's here for the family. If that $1,000 a month helps him, help his family, then okay, cool. But what the show really displays is a whole array of people that have this different end goal. This different end goal, and it's just so cool because it speaks to everybody in such a different way. For example, I watched the television show. I watched Jonathan Romain, and I go, no one really believed in him. You know what I mean? Like his girlfriend really doesn't believe in what he's doing, but he's still doing it, and he's making things happen, and he's making a difference in his life. And it reminds me of myself, where my friends thought I was crazy. You know what I mean? And now I look at my friends, and I don't even have a friend that works a job. They're all entrepreneurs. So, that's where I connect. And Glenn might watch the show, and he goes, I really connect with so-and-so because they're trying to get that yacht, and they're trying to achieve that dream lifestyle that they've always been talking about, and it's finally time to get there. Right, so this show is such a different approach to marketing because I don't know about you guys, but I'm sick and tired of hearing make $8,450 this week, because that's all we want to do. We want that $8,450, or go out there and generate 326 leads because that's what we all want to do. We want these 326 leads. No, we don't care about that. We really don't care about that small piece. We care about the life that we're trying to achieve, and this show portrays that. This show portrays the lifestyle that we are here to achieve. It shows the different people that are doing it, whether they're 18 years old like Thomas Maxwell, who's on the show, or they're in their late 70s. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. We're all here together. We're all here trying to achieve a different way of life. No matter how different it is, we all have a similar sort of mindset in getting there.
Thank you, Dakota. And I use the analogy. There are those people that get into Empower Network for paying $25 and a $19.95 affiliate fee. And they say, can I make money? I said, yeah, absolutely. You can make money. It's just a matter of how hard do you want to work, how much money do you want to make, and how soon do you want to make it? And, you know, I can't lie to anyone. There are those people that we all know that have made it for that minimal investment and would continue to reinvest as they made it. But you really need a little more to resell in order to jumpstart your business. And ideally, someone with Empower Network needs to get all in. That is, it pay about a little over $5,000 to get all the products and the affiliate fees and get set up. If not, you know, at least get in through the 15K, which what would that run?
About $1,600 for that. And you look at something like that, and you look at the cost of that, and someone goes, how much is that going to cost me? I never thought of that. I never thought, how much is this going to cost me? I go, how much is this going to earn me? What's this going to do for me? Right? Because that's what this is. This, you know, it's funny because you know, if I were to propose to my family that, listen, I truly would like to go to school. It's going to cost me $60,000. Are you guys okay with me putting myself $60,000 in debt? Yeah, you know what? No problem. Go do it. When really, you kind of look at the other side of things. Once I get out of school, I'd be making $40,000 a year, and it's going to take me, you know, all this time to pay it back. And I put myself in a situation that isn't so ideal. I'm not even doing what I love. But yet they look at something like this and I go, okay, you know, Mom, I'm gonna put myself $5,000 in debt so I can learn this information. And people go, whoa, you know, it's not learned at a school. What the heck? What kind of information could this be? You know, we already said that you can't learn this information anywhere else. This information is about the internet space. You can only learn it on the internet space. You don't learn this stuff through a book. You know, they can't write the book fast enough. It's changing too quickly. You know. So when I bring up to someone and they go, you know, they get in for $25, they got their blog, they're ready to make money. They go, what do I do? Well, you gotta learn. You know, you gotta go to school here. You don't have anything. You don't have any courses. All you have is a website. So when someone goes, you know, I want to reinvest my money, so I just got to start marketing, I go, great. I think that's a good idea. But you got to learn marketing, so you got to go get the courses anyway. You know what I mean? So it's funny because it's like they're trying to build a business with a business. You don't, it's not going to work. And yeah, you know, I know two people that have been able to do it, but they already knew what internet marketing was. You know what I mean? They already had that information. No one's going to come in for $25, learn how to market through the ether, and then go buy the courses, because that's where you learn how to market. You actually buy the courses.
Absolutely. You don't want to make the shiny things mistake, for sure.
Yeah.
Over time, that can, trust me, I know, become really, really expensive.
Yeah. Expensive, distracting.
The other analogy I use is the fact, let's face it, I think most people, if they're totally honest, they get involved with internet marketing for the money. And they think about, they have the visions of big money. Now, the question is, do they have the intestinal fortitude, the stick-to-itiveness to stay with it and really do it and work it like a business? Where else can you earn or exceed the return on an investment of a McDonald's franchise? That's probably of the fast food franchises. That's the big daddy. I did a little research here a month or so ago. You're looking at $500,000 in liquid assets in order to become a McDonald's franchise owner. Now, you may not get that franchise exactly in the geographical location that you wanted. It's a matter of where is the next franchise available, or either you're waiting in a city until it grows until their research indicates that another one would be appropriate. So here is a company or a business that you can operate from anywhere in the world, literally, with a return on investment. And for those without a business background, that's ROI, a return on investment. You know, it's phenomenal. There's nothing that would compare. But let me mention this with Empower Network, and we can't go on this long without mentioning it. Some of the earnings that like Dakota and many of the other people we've mentioned today may not be typical, but with Empower Network, the earnings are updated on a consistent basis. I think every 24 to 48 hours, you can click on the site and see the average earnings of Empower Network members. It's about 11 minutes after 2 New York time. I'm having a ball. I don't know what everybody else's schedule is. Dakota, you, I know, have probably a more pressing schedule than any of us. So, well, I'll just kind of leave this thing up to you.
Okay, well, I was just trying to quickly find the link so people could go see the average income earnings. So as I do that, okay, here I found it. So anyone who's watching this, go to empowernetwork.com/income.php, and that will show you exactly the average income that are here at Empower Network. And like Glenn said, I see a lot of people get involved in this business, and I see a lot of people do very well for themselves and create something really magical for themselves. But I don't know if that's what you're willing to do. I don't know if you're willing to do the things that I did or what everyone here on this Hangout has done to get to where they want to go, right? So for that reason, we do not guarantee anything. We don't guarantee that you're going to make, $80,000 in a few months or anything like that. I don't guarantee anything because we don't know who you are or what you're willing to do. The Google Hangout has been going for a little while, so I just want to end with this, and that's to do with that McDonald's example that you said. It almost seems to me that if someone got into a business like that, obviously it's for one goal, and there's nothing wrong with that goal, but to better their financial life or whatever it may be. But you see, what we're doing here is a whole lot different than just ourselves, because what are you really doing to people if you owned another McDonald's, if you opened up another 50 McDonald's? What are you doing to the people that are eating that food? What are you doing to the country? It's something that I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty informed on the fact that McDonald's isn't really good for us, right? But what we're doing here with this business is helping people, right? Like my friend Tom, who's on my team, who's now living in Thailand, off with a few different friends, and he's out there right now doing his thing, right? Jonathan Romaine, he's someone who's personally on my team as well, who is now not worried about the money he's making from dance, but now choosing his dance contracts because he likes them and not because of what they pay. So there's all these different people who I've actually personally been able to help, and that feels so amazing, And Glenn, you said that was one of your motivations, and I know deep down inside, everyone on here, Diane, Danielle, William, you stand for the same thing, and that's helping people, right? That's helping people achieve their dreams and what they love. And as far as a business goes, I don't think that is achieved through McDonald's. I think that's a selfish sort of let me increase my financial state, which there's nothing wrong with that. I don't judge, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. But what we're a part of, guys, is something a whole lot bigger than something like that. We're here to really change the lives of people. So I just wanted to end with that, and I really, really appreciate each one of you guys, and thank you guys for having me out today.
Well, Dakota, thank you so much for working us in your schedule, and I hope that maybe we can do this again before
Definitely.
too terribly long. Folks, it's about 14 minutes after 2. We've been going for about an hour and 14 minutes. I want you to remember who invited you to this Hangout today. I have posted a link. Before you leave this screen today, before you leave your computer, you look down at the bottom. There's a link. Click on it and join. Get involved with Empower Network. And in closing, depending on your goals in any business, you've got to have a budget. You've got to have a marketing plan. So regardless of the level you're going in at, you need to look at this as a business person.
Mm-hmm.
So many people get into it, have no idea. And here's the other thing. Now, just because you earn money with Empower Network, that doesn't shield you from having to pay Uncle Sam, folks. So you best be putting away a part of it, or you're going to be in for a rude awakening. So,
Exactly.
if we got Danielle there in Washington State, you've got her link. We've got Diane down in South Florida. You've got her link. We've got Will Rod up there outside of New York and New Jersey. You've got his link. You got me, the Southern boy, down here in Tennessee, the transplanted Georgia, and I got my Georgia glass here. It's got the Okefenokee Swamp, Atlanta, Amelia Island, all kinds of things on there. Augusta, Georgia, the home of the Masters. So without any further ado, thank you for joining us. We'll do this again. We're going to have we got some other cool celebrities. Maybe not quite as cool as Dakota, but we got some top-notch folks that will be joining us, and we'll sending you more information. And thanks again, Dakota. Look forward to. Are you going to be in the regional event in Orlando? Or?
I will be in Orlando, correct.
Awesome.
Great.
Well, Diane and I will be there. Will you be there, Danielle?
Just because all three of you are going, I'll make an extra
Yes.
trip.
All right.
And
Well,
we'll
in Orlando.
Florida.
Hey.
And for those of you that are just getting an Empower Network today, go on, hit that button, join, and then immediately sign up for one of the regional events. You will see that. Diane, what tab's that under once they get in?
Look under Fight the Forces of Evil. It'll be under on the right side.
So we've got events in Washington, D.C., Orlando, Florida,
In Anaheim. I'm also going to Anaheim, too. So.
Anaheim, and
DC.
D.C. So anyway, pick one of those, go. Thanks a lot. This is Glenn Hodges from high atop Signal Mountain in his screen porch office saying goodbye.
See you guys.
Everybody.
Thanks, Dakota.
Thanks, guys.